Hey, this is Ralph, and in this video I want to go over using large-scale images for backgrounds. So way back when I first started making web pages, and this was around 97, 98, 99, this was a resource I think I may have used it a couple times, I'm embarrassed to say, but this is back, it used to be on the old Netscape website, and it looks like somebody has taken over the page. But you could go here and there's some pre-made tiling backgrounds. So when you were looking for background images back in the late 90s, you wanted an image that tiled, okay? Because it was the best way to get a small file size image and really cover the place. And of course these look ugly, and it's really tough to make a good looking tiling background image. They did get a little bit better in the 2000s, but they're not used as often anymore. So what I want to focus on here is some large scale images. So this is over at Zipcar's website, and this is very normal for a lot of big time websites. A lot of white space, and when they do use images, and they certainly do, their images tend to be a large scale, very powerful, nice high quality, cool photos and stuff like that. So this is over at Zipcar. So overall they have very few images on the website, but the few images that they have are big and eye-catching. If I right click, I'm using the Firefox browser here today, I can easily right click and view their background image. So this is their background image right here, and let me get my image info, and we can see that this background image is over 100 kilobytes in size, and look at this, its size, it's over 1,000 pixels wide, so it's a pretty large image. Similarly, over at Apple, Apple changes their background images, usually every few months or so at least, in order to for some new promotion, and that's what they've got going here. Now this background image is kind of hidden behind a huge hyperlink. This whole thing is a hyperlink. So before I turned on the recorder, I did a little bit of item inspection, and I tracked down, this is their image off of their image their image server. So this is the big scale image, and there it is in its normal size right there that they're using over at the Apple site. And if I view this image's info, 370 kilobytes, that's pretty big for some wallpaper, but they've got it. And of course the size of this image is 1440 by 1315, so it's a huge background image. So I went over to Flickr, and I did a advanced search for Creative Commons photos. So I found this nice picture of Denali Sky, okay, by Don Indiso. And I grabbed this picture, and the Creative Commons, by the way, is pretty nice. You can just head over to Flickr, click on their little search button, just keep it blank, and then jump over to Advanced Search. And then what I do is come down here and only search with Creative Commons. And if you're doing a commercial purpose, you can also check Find Content Used Commercially, and you can find some pretty neat photos that way. And for the most part, you generally just need to give an attribute to the photographer, and you can incorporate that with a link on your website and things like that. So this is Dawn's photo of Denali. Before I turned the recorder on, I went and grabbed this picture, and I got the large version, the original version, and I sized it down to 1024 by 768. So let's go ahead and put this on a web page. And instead of making this image the background of my body, I'm going to discourage you from doing that, and instead I'm going to make it the background of my container. Background, I'll just use the shorthand property here, URL, and I happen to know this is in my images folder, photos folder, Denali Sky.jpg. There we go. And while I'm here, I can also go ahead and size my container so that it is width 1024 pixels, height 768 pixels, and I will do margin 0px auto. That's going to center this container on the page. So if I save this, and then I'll go ahead and run it, I'll launch it in Chrome. Now I can see my page with my background image. Now I know you're thinking, well, gee, it's got those white bars along the side. That's also a pretty normal phenomenon. I didn't show it to you, but if I head back over like to Apple's site, their background image is also sized. And if I, by the way, my recording here is at 1280 resolution. If I sized it wider, you would see that they also have those white bars along the side with their background image. So once we have our background image, it's pretty easy to work with. Now we can go to our content and simply put in some cool, powerful text that encourages you to buy the product. There you go. And once you've got that, center that text, make it nice and big. How about 40 pixels? Font family. It's better to get a better font than Verdana, but that's what I'll use for now. And font weight bold. And we'll go ahead and add in some padding. We'll do 100 pixels. And once we've got that, refresh, there we go. So we've got our web page with a very large scale background image.